One of the biggest problems boaters deal with is safety and being prepared when it comes to hitting the water. 2 people have been arrested and multiple weapons seized as this investigation continues. We talked to community members in Imperial today to see how they feel in what has been called the safest city in California. Locomotives cost $4 million and has 4,000 horsepower, making it one of the world's largest sources of geothermal energy. When we arrived on scene, there were various crews working to put out the fire. We were also able to talk to a witness who said he had a pound on his neighbor's door. Other important topics will be on the agenda tonight, such as the status of the Salton Sea cleanup, immigration, and access to health care in our region. Today, we sat down with local dispatchers to get a real feel of what it's like to be the voice behind the badge. Hello, everybody. Nico Payne with you here. We're at Rogers and Rogers here in the Imperial Valley. It's the Salvation Army Blankets from the Hearts Drive. Caltrans will begin work on stage 2, which will involve street closures for up to 3 months. Raining day officially begins tomorrow. You can expect to hear him in the air as early as 8 o'clock in the morning and continuing throughout the rest of the day. Renee, Alex, the solar facility is sitting on 17 acres of land and is expected to save the college $8 million over the next 25 years.
And the polls are open until 8 p.m. So get out and vote.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Debbie. So the polls are open till 8 p.m. so you still have your opportunity to get out and vote. Darlene, I'm here at the Cattle Call Rodeo. They are celebrating 60 years this year. The second show is going on just behind me. Balloons are free. So once again, we're here at the California Midwinter Fair and Fiesta. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio. Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Nico Payne. Tonight on 13 on Your Side, when 2 young surfers saw a boat capsize after another boat drove recklessly, they came to the rescue of the family that was on board. President-elect Donald Trump says the wall he plans to build along the Mexican border may have some fence sections where appropriate. And people can now bring Cuban cigars and rum into the U.S., and Hershey Chocolate Company is looking for a new boss. Kenneth Craig has more in this week's Money Watch. Bullock will lead an all-female cast in Ocean's 8, a remake of Ocean's 11. The film will be about a group of crooks who pulled off a major heist similar to Ocean's 11 series starring George Clooney. And we want to thank you for watching 13 on Your Side this morning. Be sure to join us at 4, 5, 6, and 10 for your latest local news.
I feel like no amount of money or whatever is going to take the place of my husband or his life.
Charles Sampson was pulled over on December 13th of 2013 for running a stop sign. Police found a meth pipe and shotgun inside Sampson's car and placed him under arrest. While in custody, Sampson began to show distress. His wife, Laverne Sampson, was on the scene and requested help, but that request was not taken seriously.
Basically, the case was about their failure to heed the family's request for medical attention and then taking the affirmative step of calling off 911.
Audio recordings from the 2013 911 call and video was released of an officer contacting dispatch to tell them to disregard Ms. Sampson's 911 phone call. Charles Sampson died later that evening.
I still feel like they still need to be held accountable and pay for what they did. I still feel like that still haven't been resolved, even though we have come to this agreement and this settlement offer. They still need to be held accountable and pay for what they did.
The settlement meant a lot to the family because it was finally an admission, although an indirect admission, that what had happened that night was inappropriate.
That night I will never forget. That night will always be there. But my family and I try not to, dwell on that night. We try to remember the happy times and the things that made us happy about how he was, how fun he was, the stuff that he used to do. And that's what we try to remember. We try not to, we won't forget that night, but we try not to dwell on it because it's not going to change and it's not going to bring him back.
Adam was a good guy. I mean, he didn't deserve to die like that.
Linda Walker explained that her son had cerebral palsy and that the group he was with were supposed to be his friends.
Yesterday morning I saw 3 people leave the room, and then this one guy came out, locked the door behind him, took the keys, stuck it in his pocket, and walked out and told me my son was sleeping. So I thought it was like 8:20, 8:30 in the morning, and I thought, well, why would he still be asleep? And the music was on? No. So I went in, I used my spare key, went in there and checked him. And he had a throat cut. And that's why I found him.
Border Patrol tells us multiple people have been taken into custody. The mother of the victim tells us the person that she believes did this may still be on the loose. Imperial County sheriffs issued a press release Tuesday afternoon describing the person they are looking for. His name is Armando Taylor. He's described as a male with brown eyes and a shaved head at 35 years old. John Taylor, Edgar Gerardo, and Michael Guerra were arrested and booked into Imperial County Jail.
He would have given the shirt off his back to help anybody. And I don't have money to bury him. They're going to cremate him. I don't know.
Walker described a car that the suspect at large may be driving as a blue four-door sedan. The investigation is ongoing. If you have any information, you are asked to contact the Imperial County Sheriff's Office. Reporting in Thermal, Nico Payne, News 11.
Well, they're just scars. They don't change the person who you are inside. They do change your appearance though, but you could work with it.
Kevin is returning to the camp for the first time in 10 years. He was invited back after a camp counselor saw him featured on our sister station, Telemundo. He was burned on 90% of his body when he was 7 years old.
I'm a leader in training. I want to help the kids with so they could feel confident with themselves and they could do things without being uncomfortable.
I was a little kid, so I was just playing, I was running around, I was playing limbo with the line, and then on one of the occasions I kind of tripped, and when I tripped the line caught my neck. And through the momentum, it just kind of, the oil fell on me, like on my left side.
Anna has been attending camp for 14 years. She says coming here has built her confidence.
I'm very self-conscious about who I am, but thanks to camp, it has made me feel more comfortable. It's made me more comfortable. But just the simple fact of wearing shorts, you know, because I got burned on my left leg.
Here at Camp Beyond the Scars, burn survivors are given the tools to not only build confidence, but to make lifelong friendships.
It definitely helps you create deeper bonds with other people, even if they're not burn survivors. It helps you be able to establish kind of a communication that you wouldn't otherwise know how to establish.
Established in 1987, this special camp has become one of the Burn Institute's most successful support programs for burn survivors. Kids and young adults ages 8 through 21 are all welcomed by the Burn Institute, and camp is funded through fundraisers conducted by local firefighters and other agencies. One young survivor shared what she learned her first year of camp.
Feels good because like I've never seen like another burn survivor, and I can like relate to them because they have scars like I do. It's okay to be like this. There's a whole bunch of other burn survivors out there, and just that it's okay to have scars because, you know, they're beautiful, you know.